lot better. He'll edit this into the video. But that way we know the picture that. But that's Delilah in 2016. She was diagnosed with Ewing's sarcoma cancer in her left shoulder. Now that tumor, the doctors told us, if they would take it out, it started in her scapular, her shoulder blade, inside the shoulder blade, and it grew through the bone to the back. Once it was on the back side of it, it started mushrooming. And pretty soon it covered the whole shoulder blade. It was her left shoulder. It grew to the right into her spine. And it took her spine and it bent it about 2 inches. Think about that. Grew up into her spine. It crawled all the way underneath, through her armpit, all the way up over the top. And it was completely encapsulating. It was a spot right here that it hadn't really, but over the top. It was starting to climb up her neck. It was down on the third rib. It was pushing her ribs in, and it was starting to compress her heart and lung. How in the world is something like that possible in an 8-year-old child who wasn't that big? She was 40 pounds. How is it possible? Because Ewing's sarcoma in and of itself is not painful. Once it gets so big that it starts to push body parts, that's when the pain happens. It's a silent killer. It's been called that. It's a silent killer. So that's what happened in late 2016. We went through a dark time in our life. I'm not going to lie, Ben. It was a tough one. You know, that's a rare cancer. It's a tough one. But we knew at that time we were already in Conklin. 2012 we started, but we were more roofing minded. We were using some of the health products, but that's when we really got into the health products. So here you go. Enzyme. Enzyme will break the food down. It'll break it apart, help you digest. Probiotic puts a good bacteria, a live bacteria, into your gut, into your body. Your immune system really is your digestive system. I'm telling you, everybody needs to be taking these products every single day of your life. But that's what we got Delilah on. Vital HF. I'm not going to say it cures anything, but I will tell you, if you're not getting a hold of Vital HF, you're doing yourself a very, what do I want to call it, Ben? A disservice if you're not taking this product. What this has done for people that have had COVID or just a common cold or a common flu. I'm not even going to talk about what the product is. It'll take too much time, but you need to take that product. But on top of it all is this guy right here, Cellular Energy. If you're not taking Cellular Energy, I'm going to tell you right now, you're beyond disservice. I think you're dishonoring your own life. This product right here, and if you dishonor your own life, what happens? What's going on in your life? Just think about that for a minute. How are you going to do what the Bible teaches you of honoring other people if you can't even honor yourself? I know that's going pretty far, but let me explain to you why. Delilah, who we see in the picture again right there, spraying. There she is actually spraying. That girl right there, 2017, 16 were diagnosed. December of 16, we start chemo. By February of 17, her hair was gone. She was sick, laying on the bed in the Ronald McDonald house. And I'm going to tell you, as a dad, you would do anything. You would do anything. I'm telling you, you would do anything to take that from her. Here she is, top of the class, can't even go to school anymore, doesn't even want to do her schoolwork in the Ronald McDonald house, is sitting on the bed, sick. I'm sick in my gut just to see it. And I'm thinking, what can I do because we would force her to go on a walk because we're doing chemo and radiation at the same time. Chemo kills your immune system. Radiation on top of that is awful. But we're doing it. She's a sick girl, and I'm thinking and praying, what is it? And Ben, you may remember this. We used to have a video clip, and we probably still have it somewhere in the Conklin Company, of Charles running alongside a cheetah. Remember seeing that picture? Well, back in 2012, Irvin, do you remember the picture?
I do. I do.
All right, 2012. We were training. Charles still did most of the training then. And after a break, they showed that video of Charles just giving it alongside that cheetah, and he comes into the room to kick off the next training, and he laughs, his Charles laugh. And he says, that's the day I took 8 scoops of the cellular energy. And I remembered that video. I thought of that video. I'm not kidding you, sitting in the Ronald McDonald House. And the next morning I got up. That's what I had in my head. And I took 8 scoops of cellular energy. I put it in a shaker. This is not cellular energy. This is actually the Judy's Immune, which is an incredible shake you should all be taking. I put it into a shaker. I shake it up with just enough water to almost make it into consistency of a pudding. Because she couldn't eat a lot. So if you fill this up with water, she can't take it all. So I put it into a glass, and I took a spoon, and I just finished, just stirred it up. And I'm not kidding you, Irvin. I gave her that morning on an empty stomach, and I made her eat it with a spoon. It doesn't taste bad, actually. And she ate that stuff. She wasn't able to eat the whole thing, but most of it. There's a little bit left, and then we had a little bit of breakfast. We went and did our normal routine that morning of the radiation. Got done with radiation, across the street, as an outpatient into the clinic. Did the chemo, which usually took about an hour. And then they hook her up with a big old bag of fluids and a little pump that's run with a 9-volt battery in a backpack with a long old hose into her port. And they flow that stuff, or that liquid, that fluid, 24/7. Because it's poisonous. If you don't do that, it'll kill your kidneys. Kidneys is the biggest danger but your organs will shut down. That's how poisonous that junk is. So they give you this big old bag, little pump, 9-volt battery in a backpack, and that's hooked to her port 24/7. But at least we did it as an outpatient, so they release us. We go to the Ronald McDonald House. We could go on a walk. We could do some fun stuff. But before that 8 scoops, we'd have to force her. I'd be carrying the backpack, on one side holding one hand, Martha's my wife, on the other side dragging her down the sidewalk to make her get her exercise, because that's critical. However, this day, things were totally different. I wish I had a picture of it. She took her own backpack. I didn't have the backpack. Martha and I are walking side by side. Delilah is running out ahead of us 20 paces, running, looking back, laughing, and saying, come on, let's go, let's take our walk. This is what changed. After that, to this day, she takes as much as she wants. We don't care. But she still takes, on average, probably 3 scoops a day to this day. This is the capsules, but she takes it in the powder form with a shake every single day. You would not know anything happened to the girl. The doctor told us that, the whole shoulder had the radiation to kill that cancer. He told us that shoulder will look like an 80-year-old rancher that's been in the West in the sun his entire life, like a deep, deep leather, thick skin type, burned kind of brown is what it'll look like. That's not true. That's not true. In fact, I don't even know if you could notice it if you really looked at it, of where that radiation was. And I know it's because of the cellular energy. I have no doubt it's because of that, because of the circulation, that it opened those little, we have little tiny blood veins in our skin that if they don't work, that's what happens to your skin. And they also told us, she may have an arm that's who knows what, it won't grow or her hand won't function right, because we were doing radiation on her growth plate. On the growth plate here. Well, today if she does this, her arm is maybe like that. And it's not in the hand, it's not in the arm, it's in the shoulder length right here. The arm kept growing, the hand fully functions. Today we go to the farmer's market and we pick up a big old box of 300 fried pies. She will pick it up with her left arm and help me carry it. And that thing probably weighs 150 pounds. She'll pick it up. She's 16 years old now. She'll pick it up with that left arm or the right arm. You won't know it. You don't know that anything ever happened to her. Wow. And she'll tell you the cancer's gone and it'll never come back. That's how she feels about it. It'll never come back. It's gone. That's a thing in the past. You need to be taking this stuff. You need to be taking it. Does that tell a story?
What a story, yeah. Oh, hit stop then. That really is unbelievable. Those products right there. If everybody really knew what those products would do, everybody'd be on them.
Everybody be on them. Period. End of story. Everybody be on them.
We've had those out for over 20 years now. In fact, 20 years this year, 24. It came out in 2004 by LHF and Cellular Energy.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I just know they've always been here.
I have not been sick one day.
Yeah.